Hello, dividend executives. Welcome back. The stock market is open, so you already know we are jumping into the small traditional IRA. We are looking at the plays from last week, looking at the plays for this week, and how we plan to continue to grow this account. We laid out a plan this month on how I'm going to bring this $10,000, now $11,000 account up to $50,000 in the next 3 or 4 years. And I want to start tracking it, and I want to start showing you exactly how I'm going to do that. So first things first, today we are basically sitting exactly even on the day. For the week, up $106. That's because we sold some puts that expired worthless. For the month, up $647. 3 months, $3,900 or 56%. 1 year, $3,400 or 45%. And then all time since we moved this account over in the end of February, early March of last year, up 79.17% or 4,893. Not too bad. The cool part about this is every single week as we sell cash secure puts, because we don't really own any underlying stocks as of right now because we have recently willed out of Mara, we are in basically full cash. So every week, if we add 1%, well, then we add 1%. If we add 2%, then we add 2%. Until we get assigned on some stocks, we are looking really good. So let's go over what we have. Buying power 256, contribution sitting at 2,100, and we have 2 puts on the table, the Mara 20.5 and the MSTX 65s. But first, let's take a look at how last week went. Last week we sold 1 put on MSTX, 2 puts on Mara, and we made $148. You can see here, December 6th, these 2 puts, those expired worthless. This 1 put expired worthless. We received the whole 148, and we kept all 148 because we did not buy to close those. So those expired worthless on Friday. Then this morning we had a nice dip on Bitcoin. It pulled from $100,000 down to about 97. We could continue dropping, but I wanted to take advantage of the drop, especially with MSTX being down. It was like roughly 7%, and then Mara was down a solid 7 to 8%. So I sold some puts on those. Safe deltas, as always, we will go over that, but we received $118 this week for the puts. Another thing, obviously we have the $25 deposit each and every single week that is going into the account. I did, and I don't know if it's going to show here. Yeah, I upped that to $35. The reason why, we laid it out last week in the spreadsheet, we'll go over it later, but we were doing $25 a week. Automatically, we did it the entire year. Next year, but I'm starting it now. Because we started this challenge, I'm upping it to $35 a week. So we're going to be $35 a week every single week. It's going to be roughly $140 a month. And this will just help propel the account a little bit more, give me a little bit more buying power. Because this morning I wanted to do 2 MSTX puts at the 55 strike, and I did not have enough because we still own a little bit of Mara, and it required $11,000 worth of capital, right? So just not enough to do some of the plays that I want to do. And so I want to, obviously we're going to keep reinvesting all the wins every single week, but I also want to add a little bit more capital. So that's the plays. Let's go over these plays for this week. So we have the Mara 20.5s. The Mara is currently sitting at $24.13, down 8.7% or 8.6% for the day. And we got an average credit of $9. As of right now, it's saying we're down 22% because the puts are just worth more money. The stock has dropped more since when I sold it. And so because of that, now instead of $9, you could have got potentially $11, probably $10, but I tried to get a $10 fill and did not get it. So that's just the way it works. We'll let theta decay this away, and hopefully it expires worthless on Friday once again. You can see the bid and the ask is between 10 and 11. Most likely to fill at 10, so that's $1 more I potentially could have got, but that's just how it goes. IV at 114%, lots of volume in this, and the delta is at 0.079. So really, really safe. The stock absolutely has to crater in order to get assigned, and if it does, then we may potentially take assignment of the shares. If not, we could always roll it out. But that's $18 on the Mara play. And then the MSTX play, 65 put, we did the exact same put we did last week. I'm okay with the delta on this. We'll jump into that. The bid and the ask right now is between 70 and 75. We're up 27% on this play. We got paid, what was it, 70? We got paid $100 on this one. So yeah, we're up $27 on this so far. And then you can see the delta on this one, also really, really low, 0.0635. So the stock really has to drop. I mean, we're talking about MSTX. It's already down 7% for the day, but we're talking about going from 92 to 65. So almost a $30 correction in the next 4 days. So if it happens, I might actually just take the shares and sell some calls. But right now, we're just staying on the put side of things and we're playing it safe. So if you simulate the returns and you look at it as the days go by, if the stock stays the same, you can kind of see how this will go. So if we get into the 10th and we're at similar prices, we'll be up $45 tomorrow. The 11th will be up $75. The 12th will be up $95. And then that theta will decay away on the last day until we hit that max profit mark. Obviously, you know, if we go back here onto, let's say, the 11th, and the price drops down to, I mean, even if we get down into these low, let's just say like 91 range, I mean, we're still, look at the options on this. Even if we get into the 80 range, we're still up $57 on the 11th. Even if we get into, yeah, I mean, look at this. We're down to 83. We're still up on our trade. So you could slowly see that red line move up, but this is how much MSTX has to pull back for us to be even on our option as of right now, right? So as of 12/11, it has to get down to $81.39 for us to be even on our option, and theta is still going to decay away. If you keep it at that same price for the next day, then we're up $59 the next day. So that is why I like to sell options. You have time on your side, you have theta decaying the option away, and when you're selling at these low deltas of the 0.06, you can really get a good bang for your buck. If you come in here and you try to, let me just view all options, and if I went a little bit more aggressive, we're talking something like the 80, which I ran a couple of in one of my other accounts, we're talking $285. So we could have potentially done something like this, but it's just a lot higher risk, right? 0.21 delta, higher chance of getting assigned on the share, 76% chance of profit. And so maybe we'll do it 1 week, but for now, we're playing the safe and slow and steady wins. I think we had roughly 1% on the week for our trades for this one. So that's the update there. We still have the 13 Mara shares, up $74 on those. That is valued at $314. If we get a push around, I don't know, 29.30, I'll probably sell this position. But for now, I'm not using these shares. Even if I sold them, the extra cash doesn't do anything for me because I can't complete another trade. And what I mean by that is if I sold the 300, then I would have, you know, let's say $500 worth of buying power. I can't do anything with that. I can't trade on Riot, which is about $1,150. I can't trade on CleanSpark, which is about $1,370 for 100 shares. I can't trade on TSLL or Mara. So yeah, it just doesn't do anything for me. So I might as well just let it sit in Mara and just do its thing. I could trade some of the lower cap stocks like Cypher, which is about $650 for 100 shares. But for me, I'm just going to leave the cash there and wait. If we get assigned, then I'll leave it as dry powder to buy some more shares. So that's the update on the account here, up 79%. If all things go well this week, we should be up 80%. I do want to jump into the spreadsheet and just show you. You can see these options expired worthless last week. For the 148, we had 130 here and 18 there. This week, $100 and $18. Return on capital for this MSTX trade is 1.5%. On the Mara trade is 0.4%. Both of them under 0.8 delta, so really 0.08 delta, so really safe with a high probability of the trades going my way. For the month of December, we are up $266 as of right now in options income. First week 148, this week 118. If we stay on this pace, we should be able to push through that $500 mark, which is awesome. Absolutely destroys what I need to get to. This is the chart for the month, and then this is the chart for the year. This is where all the incomes come from. You can obviously see last month was absolutely stellar at the 923 being a record month. This month, just want to go for that regular. Last month we hit 13.57%. This month we're at 2.44% on our money. We started the month at 10,913. And if we can get, my goal is always between that, 2 and 4%, potentially 5% a month. But I know that things are going to average out. We're averaging 7% a month right now. Obviously, we're taking a little bit higher risks on some of the plays that we are playing, some of them being leveraged, etc. But yeah, so far so good. I am starting to track this, so this will be fun. We laid this out last week, how my path to $50,000 account in 4 years. Here's the synopsis here in 2028. I think I can get this account to about 59,000 now. These numbers have been revised because we still have the 3% a month, which is $327 this month that I'm trying to go for. Added cap 140. That is now the new cap that we're going to try to add. I will have to adjust this first month a little bit because we obviously already had the 25s hit twice. So that's 50, and then now it's going to be 35 going forward. So that'll help propel the balance, and hopefully in December of next year, we can get this account to 17,000, and I'm going to be tracking against that, and I'm going to try to hold myself accountable to hitting numbers close to that. So far this month, we're at 266. I need $61 for the rest of the month to hit my goal of the 3%. Really? Should be able to do that, no problem. But we have to keep in mind there's going to be a lot of fluctuations in this, but this is why I love cash secured puts, especially when I'm on basically 100% cash, because there's no fluctuation outside of the puts that I'm selling. You can just slowly build up the account. Now, when we get assigned, then the fluctuations get really crazy. But that's what we have to do to hit the 3% month goal. We just have to have $61 more, and then we're there for the rest of December. So that's nice to see. I will continue to track that, and hopefully you guys will like to see that as I go along this 4-year journey to building this to a $50,000 account. As the account gets bigger, I may start adding more capital to this account as well. We have to see at the end of the year with the accountant how we can finagle the numbers to make sure that I'm allowed to still deposit into these accounts. So this is the update for the week, 266 for the month of December. We push onwards and upwards each and every single week as we try to get that 1 to 2% on our money. So that's the update. Thank you, everybody, as always, for tuning in. Hopefully this is helpful to see the trades I'm making, how I'm trying to build this account from 10,000 to 50,000, and hopefully you value showing the smaller cap plays as well. So happy investing. Enjoy your week. Thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to drop a like, and we'll catch you next time.